Thank you for joining me today. At this very moment, the global financial landscape is confronting a reality that the vast majority of the population will never fully grasp until they make a conscious effort to look closer. JP Morgan, a titan among global banks, has sold 40,000 silver call options, contracts that promise the delivery of physical metal to buyers at a future date. However, as the expiration date of December 20th draws near, the truth is becoming undeniably sharp. The physical silver required to honor those contracts may simply not be there. This is not a matter of idle speculation or fear-mongering. This is a case of history repeating itself, following a pattern well known to those who study the cycles of precious metals. It is a moment of extreme tension, a profound test of patience, and a rare window of opportunity for those ready to act with clarity and discipline. Silver has always possessed this quiet power. It remains undervalued, overlooked by the crowd, and silent in the background. Yet, when its moment arrives, it moves with absolute decisive force. I vividly recall the first time I truly comprehended the supremacy of tangible assets over paper promises. Years ago, I witnessed a market panic unfold in real time. Everyone around me was selling in a frenzy, trading rapidly, chasing the latest hype, and obsessing over headlines and fleeting gains. But amidst that chaos, a small, distinct group of investors was quietly buying silver. They were accumulating ounces, while others mocked their strategy. These individuals were not acting on emotion. They were acting on deep understanding. They grasped the nature of cycles, the reality of scarcity, and the intrinsic value of hard assets. They knew that true wealth is never built by reaction. It is constructed through strategy, discipline, and unwavering patience. That lesson has remained etched in my mind. Real opportunity is often silent, and those who spot it first act with conviction and hold the line are the ones who transform not just their portfolios, but their entire lives. Silver is far more than just a metal. It is a mentor. It is a rigorous test of your patience, your discipline, and your strategic foresight. The situation with JP Morgan's call options serves as a stark illustration of risk, leverage, and dangerous overextension. Banks routinely sell paper promises that vastly exceed what physically exists. But investors who truly understand silver live by reality, not promises. Those who have secured long-term wealth through precious metals understand that scarcity is the driver of value, and that physical possession is the only true power. Consider the story of an entrepreneur who began purchasing silver back when it was dismissed by the mainstream as an outdated relic. Month after month, he bought small quantities, choosing to save rather than spend on temporary luxuries. Over time, those modest ounces accumulated into a substantial, tangible reserve. This stockpile didn't just shield him from inflation, it granted him options, leverage, and freedom when the broader economy faltered. When uncertainty strikes the world, the value of reality appreciates faster than any paper instrument can ever track. This brings us to the first great lesson silver teaches: discipline. Building wealth is not about timing the market with perfect precision or chasing the latest trend. It is about consistency, patience, and a relentless focus on what is real. Every ounce you purchase is more than a physical asset. It is a vote for stability, independence, and security. Silver forces you to decelerate, to think in timelines of decades rather than days. It teaches restraint, the ability to delay gratification, and demonstrates the power of cumulative action while the rest of the world reacts to fear and headlines. The disciplined investor is quietly building and calmly accumulating, preparing for the moments when others are lost in panic. The second lesson is a heightened awareness of leverage and risk. Banks and massive institutions like JP Morgan depend heavily on leverage, selling promises that far outstrip their capacity to deliver. This strategy works only until it breaks. Individuals seeking real wealth must learn when to utilize leverage and when to reject it. Physical silver carries zero counterparty risk. No one can print it into existence. No one can dilute its value at will, and no one can deliver what does not exist. When market stress fractures the system, those holding physical silver remain the calm actors, positioned to move, while holders of paper assets face uncertainty, delays, or total loss. History is replete with such lessons. In every major financial crisis, those holding real assets, silver, gold, essential commodities, emerge with greater strength, while those dependent on paper promises were forced to react, often when it was too late. The third lesson is foresight. True wealth is generated by seeing the inevitable before the crowd does. Think of the entrepreneurs and investors who changed their lives against all odds. They did not wait for absolute certainty. They prepared for inevitability. They understood the mechanics of scarcity and positioned themselves to benefit when the markets eventually corrected. Silver's inevitability stems from its dual nature as both monetary insurance and a critical industrial element. It is essential in technology, medicine, energy, and defense. You cannot print it, you cannot conjure it in abundance. And when demand spikes while supply remains constrained, those who own silver gain options and leverage that paper promises can never replicate. Ask yourself this question every few seconds. If everyone demanded delivery today, could that demand be met? That single question should fundamentally shift your perspective. It should move your focus from short-term speculation to long-term security, from chasing the hype to acquiring the real. The required action is simple, yet profound. Accumulate consistently. Prioritize the physical over the paper. Understand the logistics of storage and security. Educate yourself on premiums, market trends, and cycles. Do not treat silver as a gamble, but as a foundational cornerstone of wealth. Every ounce you acquire is a step toward freedom, resilience, and optionality. There is also a significant mindset shift that silver cultivates. True wealth is not flashy or reactive. It is quiet, grounded, and intentional. It is about control, independence, and the freedom to act rather than react. The risk is not in buying silver. The risk lies in ignoring reality and relying on promises that may never be fulfilled. Silver teaches patience, discipline, and strategic foresight, lessons that extend far beyond finances and into life itself. Those who grasp this think decades ahead. They prepare, accumulate, and act with strategy. Cinematic moments in history often highlight the sharp contrast between fleeting speculation and tangible assets. J.P. Morgan's exposure with 40,000 silver call options is exactly such a moment. While the world is distracted by headlines, those paying attention see the opportunity. They see the widening gap between paper promises and physical reality. They position themselves strategically, quietly, and calmly, understanding that when the system is tested, reality always prevails. Silver is patient. It waits. It rewards those who respect its rhythm and punishes those who ignore it. Practical strategies align perfectly with this philosophy. Start small, buy with consistency, and prioritize ownership over perfect timing. Understand the vast difference between a paper contract and a physical holding. Track the trends without becoming enslaved by them. Recognize leverage when others ignore it, and position yourself where the math works in your favor. These are the habits that compound wealth, mindset, and confidence far beyond any short-term speculation. Silver also teaches resilience. When markets strain, when contracts exceed delivery capacity, and when panic spreads, those who own reality remain steady. Their wealth is not measured by fleeting profits or digital numbers on a screen. It is measured by control, independence, and tangible value. Every ounce purchased is a hedge against uncertainty, a safeguard against systemic risk, and a declaration of personal foresight. The disciplined investor doesn't just survive volatility, they thrive within it. Think of it like planting a tree. You water it patiently, nourish it, and protect it through seasons of scorching sun and violent storms. Others may seek quick gains, cutting corners for instant gratification. But the tree that grows strong over the years provides shade, shelter, and fruit that lasts for generations. Silver is that tree. Every ounce you accumulate, every lesson you learn, strengthens your financial foundation and cultivates resilience, freedom, and long-term growth. The saga of J.P. Morgan's call options is more than just a market event. It is a masterclass in strategy, patience, and the contrast between promises and reality. It reminds us that wealth is not built by chasing the noise of headlines or fleeting opportunities. It is built through understanding, preparation, and consistent, disciplined action. Silver is a teacher, a store of value, and a mirror of your mindset. It rewards foresight, patience, and discipline while exposing overreach, complacency, and reliance on paper. Every action you take in accumulating silver reflects a broader principle: investing in what exists, valuing reality, and cultivating a mindset that prioritizes long-term outcomes over short-term noise. Each ounce is both a hedge and a lesson, teaching the principles of patience, resilience, and strategic thinking. Those who embrace these lessons gain more than just a financial advantage. They gain clarity, confidence, and freedom. These lessons extend beyond finance. Life itself mirrors the markets. Uncertainty, risk, leverage, and opportunity coexist in every decision we make. Those who act with foresight, discipline, and patience consistently outperform those who react impulsively. Silver, as both a physical asset and a metaphor, teaches us to focus on fundamentals, accumulate steadily, and respect the rhythm of growth. It is a tangible teacher in a world dominated by fleeting promises and intangible speculation. Physical silver is more than money. It is freedom. Freedom from reliance on institutions, freedom from counterparty risk, freedom from uncertainty and delusion. Each ounce acquired is a statement of independence and long-term strategic thinking. It strengthens not only your portfolio, but your mindset, your ability to act calmly under pressure, and your capacity for sustained growth. Those who understand this are not chasing hype. They are quietly building, positioning themselves, and preparing for the moments when reality asserts itself. J.P. Morgan's 40,000 call options are a warning, an opportunity, and a lesson all rolled into one. They illustrate the fragility of paper promises, the power of tangible assets, and the vital importance of foresight, patience, and disciplined action. Those who recognize this are the ones positioned to navigate uncertainty, seize opportunity, and transform their wealth over the long term. Silver is patient, quiet, and underestimated, until it is not. Every ounce purchased is an investment in control, resilience, and financial sovereignty. It is a lesson in strategy, discipline, and the power of reality over illusion. Silver's rhythm teaches patience, its scarcity teaches foresight, and its tangible nature teaches independence. The disciplined investor absorbs these lessons, positioning themselves for enduring success while others chase fleeting trends, empty promises, and short-term noise. Opportunity is rare, and understanding it requires clarity, patience, and action. Those who accumulate physical silver gain more than wealth. They gain perspective, resilience, and strategic freedom. JP Morgan's exposure is not just a market story. It is a real-time demonstration of the difference between tangible assets and paper promises. Silver rewards patience, foresight, and strategic action. It teaches lessons in wealth, freedom, and mindset that extend far beyond markets, shaping lives in profound and enduring ways. If this message has sharpened your thinking, grounded your strategy, or helped you see silver in a new light, support the channel by liking the video, subscribing for more calm, strategic insights, and sharing this with someone who still believes wealth is built by following the crowd. Stay patient, stay prepared, and keep building reality.